Let's talk about the 2026 World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships. Welcome to part one of who knows how many will be in this series, but there is going to be stuff to talk about. All right, as you can see, I am enjoying the sun in Canada at the moment. I'm going to be putting as much effort into these videos as people are putting into organizing the event that I will be talking about, because this is going to be an interesting series to watch over the next couple months, and seeing how the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships for this year will develop. We are not off to a good start. First off, will I be attending the 2026 World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships? Yes, I will be. So I am fine talking about it. I've made my choice. The plane tickets are booked and paid for and non-refundable. So yes, I will be attending. I'll at least be going to Spain in September. I know that as much. When I'm recording this, we are less than 90 days away from the event starting, and there's already been things that people are concerned about. And if that box falling down right behind me doesn't scream metaphor, I don't know what does. And no, I'm not going to be fixing the background in there. That's how it's going to stay, because until some of this stuff at the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships for this year is fixed, why am I going to bother? All right, so first of all, when I do most of these videos, I plan out a lot of what I'm going to be saying. I'll have somewhat of a script. I'll have notes that I'm looking at. Usually there's a computer in front of me. There is not a computer in front of me now. I'm literally sitting outside filming the video, and I'm going to go back to doing puzzles. Again, I'm outside. Why am I outside? Because who knows what the conditions are going to be like in Spain after last year's heat debacle. I'm not taking any chances. So yeah, I'm going to be practicing outside in the 30-degree humid weather that is the southern Ontario, Canada summer. But this series isn't going to be about what happened last year. This is about what's happening this year. Usually I have notes and stuff in front of me. I'm just kind of going off what's on the top of my head as I film these videos, and then I'll piece everything together and upload it. That's pretty much the amount of effort I'm putting into this, because it seems like this year's World Championships are being planned on the fly as well. So you know what? Let's just do it the same way as they are. Things that are new this year at the World Championships is it's in a new location, in some sort of larger venue, indoor venue. Disappointing it's not in the dome, but obviously for reasons. I figure it would have been like the issues with the dome in the past was it was outgrowing the participants, and it was kind of outgrowing what speed puzzling was becoming. That is no longer an issue with the World Championships, because those sign-up numbers are down. All they really had to do was fix the air conditioning system, so I don't know why that wasn't the main focus. But you know what? Regardless, we are in a new location next year. I should know what it is off the top of my head. I do not, so I'll put it on the screen. The World Championships is over a shortened period of time this year, which that is some feedback that people gave before. Don't have it over the course of a full week, so that is nice, I guess. But what you do with those days really makes a difference. You can have a week of greatness, or you can have 4 days of nonsense. And well, we're leaning towards the 4 or 5 days of what appears to be potential nonsense. I've really tried to figure out how I'm going to phrase these videos, because I am still trying to be upbeat about going to Spain. I really enjoyed my time overall at the World Championships last year, but that was mostly because of the people, not the event itself. So I'm still looking forward to seeing all the people that are going there. There's a huge number of first-time people going to the World Championships, so I do want them to still be excited about doing this, but this could also be their last time that they're going. People can't easily get to Spain, and the reason it's in Spain is because of one person, and that's what's destroying the World Series. Move it to literally any other city in Spain for at least. But no, we're stuck with Valladolid this year. That is fine. I do enjoy the city. It was a nice, quiet, peaceful town. But the World Championships are going to be destroyed by themselves, not because of anything else. It's what they're doing to themselves, and there's still time to fix this. This is why, with 90 days left to go, there's still time to fix some of the issues that have come up over the past couple weeks. The big issue is going to be with the pairs. I'm going to leave that for a little bit. We'll definitely talk about the pairs competition, but just let's look at the other things that have changed. So individuals are taking place over the course of a few days. They've now placed the individual finals at the very end of the competition, which, if you've seen in my videos before, I am a big fan of that. Now, the individual finals are on the Sunday. I don't think the competition should end on a Sunday because some people need to travel. It's going to be tough for people. You have to take another day off of vacation if you're in the individual finals or any other competition taking place on that last day. So they could have taken. It's a shortened week. Why not have the finals on the Saturday? I don't understand the Sunday thing. But you know what? On a positive note, this does end with the premier events category. I guess category is the right word. The premier category of the World Championships, which is the individual event. How many of the top puzzlers in the world will be in that event? Well, we know. Some of the top puzzlers will still be there, which is fantastic to see. I'll do a video much closer to the actual date of the competition because I am not confident that more people will either join or take themselves off the registration. So doing this with 80 something days to go doesn't make any sense at this point in time. The team's events will take place over the course of one day if the schedule is finalized at this point, meaning for the teams, that is 4,000 pieces that those teams will be putting together in a single day, followed by the next day doing the pairs and individuals finals. So that's a choice. What it does allow, and I'm doing this on the fly as I'm thinking about things. What this does allow is the bulk of the people that only participate in teams have to be there for one day. So you know what, that is good. That is good for a lot of people that don't want to spend 2-3 days in one spot. They can come in for a day or a night, do those puzzles, and leave at the end. So you know what, that's one positive. We'll give them that. These videos are not going to be very long. Let's move on to the pairs rounds because that's probably the one that needs to be discussed the most. The pairs rounds. I'm curious as to how this has legal implications, to be honest, beyond ethical considerations on how this event was promoted and sold to people when they're buying things. So let's go through both of those. So to give the background information, the tickets were sold. People bought their spots. There was, before I think May 31st, discounted pricing for those that were attending. Those usual incentives to get people to sign up. I was one of those people that paid the slightly cheaper price in advance because you know what? Yeah, I was going, got my flights, hotels are booked, everything's sorted. We're great. Schedule was set. I was fine with the schedule. Less days. You know what? All great. Individual event was individuals, individual qualification, semifinals, finals, just like the other years. Perfect. And it doesn't seem like there's going to be any puzzle choice this year in the individual round, which I'm very thankful for. Pairs events, same thing. We have the pairs qualifiers, pairs semifinals, pairs final. Again, great 1,000-piece puzzle for the pairs final. Love that. Great, no issues with that. Teams, schedule is a bit odd, but you know what? Teams qualifiers and then teams finals, also fine. No semifinals, there never has been. Absolutely fine with that. All this seemed fine when we bought our tickets before May 31st. And then sometime after May 31st, possibly before, because I'm not checking the website every day, who is, especially not on my phone because, the ads are still there. But at some point, on the home page of the website, and this is what gets sneaky, and this is where the ethical changes come into play for a few reasons. On the home page where you can sign up and pay, or they show the prices at least, it suddenly showed that the pairs events are only qualifiers and finals. Semifinals is gone. What? However, on the schedule page, because why would you update two pages on your website? On the schedule page, it still has the original schedule, which does show the pairs, qualifiers, semifinals, and finals. So, which is it? I know what my bet is. Prices haven't changed. There's no refunds because essentially this is where the legal aspect comes in to play. Uh, is this isn't what people paid for? People paid a price based on what was being offered. Um, is that a legal thing that can happen in Spain where you say pay this price and we're going to give you something less? Isn't it? It's not full bait and switch, but we're getting pretty close to that type of style, which is illegal in most places around the world. So if there's any Spanish lawyers out there that are aware of this could be the first step in them re-implementing the semifinals for pairs. Re-implement the semifinals for pairs. Now back to the ethical, moral issues with this. Who I want to know who makes the decision. Who made this decision on this? And we're gonna start throwing out some blame here. So get ready. Who makes a decision to change this? And there's three individuals or entities that I'm going to be focusing on at this part. First of all, we know who runs the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships and who's run it for the whole year. They started it, and you know what? It was great for years. And over the past couple of years, there's been some issues, and that comes down to Alfonso. So, was it Alfonso's decision to remove this round? Without telling anybody either. There's no email to let us know that it changed. It was just, yep, website's updated. If you notice, you notice. If you don't, you don't. Is that the first person we should be looking at? The second person is the newly placed president, Charlie. And what I don't want to be hearing is, okay, well, yes, there's been a new board put in place. We have a new president, vice president, everything else that goes with it. That's not really for this year, though. That's for next time, because the venue was already picked for this year before the. I don't care. I do not care. Your name is on the website. The board is listed on the website. It is on you. Alfonso's not the president of it, so final decision must come down to Charlie. So is it Charlie that has made this decision to remove an entire round and not tell anybody? If this is what the new board's going to be doing, this is it. This is the nail for the World Championships, because clearly the change in overall leadership hasn't made a difference. Now maybe it's neither of those. Maybe it's the third entity. Because I was looking at the website, because now we need to look at every single aspect of the website, because we just simply can't sign up. And what I find interesting is that Ravensburger is not listed as a sponsor. It's listed as a partner. So did Ravensburger decide to pull an entire round? Were they not able to get enough puzzles in time? So is it Ravensburger? Let's hear from Ravensburger. Who's going to be the first of the three to actually say, yes, it was me? It's more likely someone from the three points a finger at another one, but those are the three entities that someone has made that decision. I would like to know who that is. I am the one, and many people around the world, not just me, it's just not based on me. People from Canada, the States, South America, people from all over Europe, tons of Australians, people from New Zealand and Southeast Asia and Asia and Africa and Middle East. The people from all over the world are flying in to Valladolid, not Madrid or Barcelona or anywhere that's close to another border to another country. Valladolid. People are flying from all over the world, spending a not small amount of money, especially depending on where you're flying from, to be at this event. A lot of money is being invested for this from hundreds upon hundreds of people. So I think these people, all of us, deserve some sort of explanation. If you're not going to do the round, you know what? Don't do the round. Whatever. Tell us why. Tell us why you made that decision afterwards, after people had paid, after people had booked flights, after people had booked hotels. People deserve an answer. And then just continuing with the pairs rounds, it's now down to only 400 pairs. I think it's 400 pairs. Again, I'm not looking at any screen at the moment, but more than 400 pairs have registered. So are they hoping that people are going to back out? It's not a business model. Are they going to change the numbers again? Are they going to put these semifinals back in? Like, how is this all going to work? We know there's going to be more changes. That's what's so frustrating about it, because it can't possibly stay as it is. Either the schedule page has to change, or the homepage on the website has to change. it's it's not it's it is not your first day. Yes, that was the running joke last time. It's not a joke at this point anymore. It is not your first time. This is what, the sixth World Championships at this point? Potentially the last? Now, a lot can change over the next 80 something days. Is this a instance of under promising, over deliver situation? I mean, we have to hope at this point, but there's not a lot of people that are confident in what this is going to turn into. So the first video for this series previewing the World Championships it's not a positive one. It's the excitement isn't the same when you have the other international events being announced, um, and people are excited about it, and then your event is changing a bunch of things, and people are telling others not to go. Uh, the top people in the sport are deciding not to attend. I mean, there you have to make changes, have to make positive changes, not changes for the worst. And the last thing I forgot about, the Nations Challenge, throwing it in the middle of the week for some reason. Don't like that. It was nice having that on the first day last year on the opening ceremonies day. Now it's just the opening ceremonies on one day. Very few people are going to be attending that because there's no other incentive to be there. And put something else on that first day. Make it worth everyone's do something to do with puzzling. What's the opening ceremonies? Walk in, okay, yeah, welcome, and then you go home. Like what else is going with that day? People are making decisions on if they're flying in, if they're going to be staying one more night in a hotel or not. Like, make the decisions now. You have a year to do this. Why is it coming down to the last 2.5 months again? Look, that's it. I can see the time on here is adding up quickly. I don't want to put a lot of effort into these videos. Again, I want to enjoy the summer. I am practicing puzzling outside because who knows what the heat's going to be like like, I shouldn't have to be considering, like, this is, yes, it's nice outside. I'm enjoying it. It's the sun. Look at the sky. Perfectly blue, lovely blue. Uh, Great. I do enjoy being outside. I do want to practice, but I don't want to have to consider getting a sunburn to be ready for what might be the hottest building in the world. I know it's not the dome, but who knows what this one's going to be like. We have to prepare for every situation. Later, I might put a sprinkler on and have that all over me while I'm doing a puzzle because maybe the ceiling doesn't work and the rain comes through again. These are things that we have to consider because it happened in the past. If it happened once, it can happen again. So give us some sort of reinsurance in these next few days, preferably hours, minutes, but in these next few days, weeks at most, just anything, any word at all, some sort of communication from the people running this event, because there's been zero. And I'm not going to message people that are running this event. Sorry, I'm not going to message this event through Instagram or other social media pages because those are the people they're not making the decisions. They're just releasing videos that other people are posting and getting ready. That is nothing to do with social media, team. I want to hear from Alfonso. I want to hear from Charlie. I want to hear from anybody else that's high up on the board. I want to hear from Ravensburger. I think a lot of us do. I'm the one putting out the video, so I'm going to say me. But you know what? If you agree with it, share this video as much as you possibly can. Demand that we get some sort of answers, because maybe the 2026 World Championships is not spectacular, but maybe this does actually finally bring in significant change for the 2027 World Championships. Who knows? You know what? That's it for this video. Let me know what your thoughts are below. What I don't want really to hear much are people telling people not to go. I know there's a lot of people going for the first time that are excited, and I want them to stay excited, but I also want to make sure that they're going to want to come back again. So I'm split with how to do this series, but you know what? Everything else I've done on this channel, I have not lied or sugarcoated or made anything seem better or worse than it is. I just say exactly what is happening and my thoughts on this. That's what I'll be doing during the series, and hopefully by the time we get to the final video and the videos that I will likely be recording when I'm in Spain in September will be much more positive. But for now, this is not the best start to my series for the World Championships. Practice, train, do your best for the World Championships, because I will be. So until next time, whenever that might be, happy puzzling. Bye.